You know, I think you and I are a lot alike. We both can't stop scrolling on our phones. It's awful. And none of us seem to be able to escape it. I have tried many times to just cold turkey, get off my phone, stop using it, and it doesn't work. I've definitely gone periods of time where I'm off my phone for like a month or two and it's great and I love it. And then I slowly integrate social media back into my life and I'm back on my phone again. I'm really tired of it. I really honestly am. That's why I had this idea to, instead of completely cold turkey quitting my phone, but replacing it with something that's kind of stimulating, but not as addictive as my phone. So I decided to replace my phone with a digicam and a tamagotchi. For one whole week, I didn't look at Discord. I didn't look at Instagram. I only used my phone for phone calls and text messages. And maps and music. So without further ado, let me show you what I did for an entire week without my phone. Yeah, let's just get into it.
The legislation replace oversight.
So the first thing I had to do was choose a camera, and I chose the Canon G1X. It was made back in 2012 and it has a 14 megapixel 1.5 CMOS sensor. It is my most recent addition to my digicam collection, and I haven't had a lot of opportunities to shoot with it yet, so I thought it would be perfect to try it out. And I mean, look at it, it's just so gorgeous. I also had to choose which Tamagotchi I wanted to run, and I chose the N-Tama, which is a Japanese release from 2005, and it is one of my all-time favorite virtual pets. And I chose this one particularly because it has a lot of stuff to do on it, so I won't get bored, but it's not really a needy virtual pet, so it won't take up too much of my attention. I forgot to mention that during this challenge, I allow myself to watch one episode of a show per day, but I actually only did this on the first day, so I watched a little bit of Evangelion. So on day one, I honestly didn't get out that much, but I did have my camera in my bag ready to go. And while I was at Publix, I parked and saw this little old man in a Mercedes, and I thought the light was hitting him so nicely, and I decided to snap a couple of shots of him. Just FYI, I did edit all of the photos you will see in this video. I created a preset that was inspired by old 70s film photos. I kind of wanted that warm, faded, dusty look. I don't know if this preset suits all of the photos that I took in this series, but it was definitely fun to make and experiment with. And of course, I had to untab and start my Tamagotchi today. I was planning on hatching a brand new egg, but my save file already had a baby on it, so I didn't want to fully reset the device. And we are going to call this cutie Phoebe. And her baby stage lasted about an hour, and then she became a toddler. All right, let's take a look at my screen time for the day. I had a total of 59 minutes, which sounds like more than I expected, but when I look at the breakdown, it wasn't really that bad. I did film on my phone for this video, so that time spent filming is factored in as well. Yesterday, before the challenge started, I spent 3 hours and 48 minutes on my phone, so I think overall today was very successful. On day 2, I wanted to actually get out and shoot after realizing that I had so much extra time on my hands now that I wasn't scrolling on my phone. Like 3 hours and 48 minutes, holy cow. I decided to go for a walk around my neighborhood in the evening, and I wasn't feeling super inspired yet, but this walk was a great warm up to get me shooting again and help me become more familiar with the G1X. Phoebe is thriving and living her best carefree life. Like, why can't someone feed and take care of me? Nothing too exciting really happened to her today, but I did play some games, and the shopkeeper came to visit and sold us a microphone. Phoebe wants to start a podcast, maybe. I don't really know what you can do with the microphone, but I also neglected Phoebe on my evening walk and she got sick. I'm sorry, Phoebe. My screen time for day 2 was 43 minutes, which was 16 minutes less than yesterday. I definitely feel very refreshed after that photo walk, and it really felt great to get out there and do something healthier with my time. On day 3, I actually had a free afternoon, so I decided to take a walk around a local mall. I chose this mall because it has a carousel, and I thought that would be really fun to photograph. These photos are definitely my favorite photos from the week. The mall itself also had really interesting architecture, which I was not expecting, and I just so happened to go at a time when the light was casting some very nice shadows. I definitely love the way these photos look with the preset I made. It makes them feel like deep and moody, but they're just, photos taken around a local mall. Phoebe, of course, came with me to the mall as well. And I really thought I would be more focused on my Tamagotchi since I had no content to consume, but I really haven't been playing with her a lot at this point. We did play a couple of games while sitting at the mall, and I made sure she wasn't starving to death, but other than that, I haven't really been focusing on it that much. On day 4, I was feeling a little bit content starved, so I decided to allow myself to listen to the local radio while on my morning drive. It was nice to listen to something, I guess, but it was pretty boring. I unfortunately did not have time to go for a photo walk today, but of course I spent some time with our girl Phoebe, and she is officially a teenager now, and she looks like an adorable little apple. She is studying to be an artist, I think, and the shopkeeper sold us an omelet. I think that's an omelet, and Phoebe started practicing sculpting with clay. Sadly, I did not have time to get out and take photos on day 5, but I was making egg salad sandwiches for lunch and was incredibly bored while waiting for the water to boil. So I decided to pick up my camera and photograph the process. These photos came out better than I expected, and I got a cute picture of my cat, so no complaints. Saturday finally arrived, and I was lucky enough to spend some time at the lake this weekend. I didn't get many photos today because, of course, I was afraid of getting water on my camera, but I did meet this adorable little dog, and I took a couple of photos of him. He was pretty hard to photograph because he kept moving around and it was kind of dark, but this is what I did today. I also used my phone a little bit today to photograph myself in my new wetsuit and send it to my mom. This is a lovely Christmas gift. Thank you, Mom. So, Sunday was a super uneventful day. I honestly don't even remember what I did, but I didn't do much and I don't have anything interesting to report. But Phoebe has officially evolved into an adult, and she's continuing to study for her art major. And finally, at the end of this challenge, my screen time was down to 32 minutes. I think that's pretty good considering my average was almost 4 hours just a week ago. Did it work? Did I stop using my phone for good? No, I didn't. But I don't consider this a failure either. I definitely enjoyed this process a lot. I explored my life in a way that I wouldn't have if I didn't try and get rid of my phone for a minute. I took pictures of boiling eggs, which, like, what the fuck is that? But at the same time, I think I explored a very mundane part of my life that I wouldn't have really looked at in that way if I didn't do this. And I got some pretty good photos from this that I really like. I really enjoy the carousel pictures that I took and the old guy in the Mercedes. And I'm glad that instead of scrolling on my phone, I actually went out and interacted with my world and my environment in some way. If you're like me and you want to try this out, please comment below what you would replace your phone with. I think that's really interesting to see because I'm sure everyone is individual and would use different items to replace their phone. I can't recommend getting out there and just being a person without a cell phone enough. Like, honestly, at this point, I don't know if it's possible to get away from our cell phones, but hopefully someday I'll be in a better place where I don't feel as guilty for the amount of time I spend on my phone. Hopefully, if that's something you want to do, you get to do it as well. But for now, thank you so much if you got to the end of this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoy this kind of content, I should be putting out more photography style content in the future. So if you could please subscribe. I hate asking for people to do that, but it really does help out. That is all I have for you today. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, bye.